Good evening, guys. Welcome to Pawpaw Storytime. It's Sunday evening. I think it's about 7 o'clock. I think we're getting in just under the wire before the game starts, right? The Chiefs game. I got my Swifty button that I always have and I always will wear. And we've got Stitch today. We got Daniel Tiger looking over us. And our great Rick Rogers are up there with our Mr. Rogers Pawpaw Storytime hoodie with all the grandkids and our Let's Go Chiefs towel. And I feel underprepared. I felt underprepared a lot, but I actually didn't even, I wrote this description right beforehand, and I put that in the description too, that I don't, usually I have them done in advance. This time I didn't. I wanted to remember to tell you guys about the drawing. We still have the drawing. We still have the Kindness Magic that we bought from the artist at the art fair here in Overland Park. The Bluey hat. And the Daniel Tiger that happens to be watching over us right now, he'll be part of that prize pot too. And the way to earn the entries for the drawing they're going to be in the comments, so you can look over that. I want to show you guys a book I got. I don't know when this is going to go in the queue. I don't break from the scheduled queue of stories that I have scheduled out very often, so I don't know when I'm going to read this, but I've only got probably 2 different people in mind as guest readers that I want to read this book. And it's called Sleep Little Batman. Yeah, so that's going to be cool. So we're going to set that over here. If you guys didn't, if you're watching this story time, but you didn't watch last week's story time, I poured a lot of my heart and soul into that one, even if it didn't feel like it to some people. So if you go back and we read A Sickness You Can't See was a story I read. And I opened up about some stuff and I shared some things and got some people included in our tag-alongs from now on. And this story for this week, we're going to open with The Many Ways to Say I Love You by Mr. Fred Rogers. And he says, I received a letter from a parent who wrote, Mr. Rogers, how do you do it? I wish I were like you. I want to be patient and quiet and even-tempered and always speak respectfully to my children. But that just isn't my personality. I often lose my patience and even scream at my children. I want to change from an impatient person to a patient person, from an angry person into a gentle one. Just as it takes time for children to understand what real love is, it takes time for parents to understand that being always patient, quiet, even-tempered, and respectful isn't necessarily what good parents are. In fact, parents help children by expressing a wide range of feelings, including appropriate anger. All children need to see that the adults in their lives can feel anger and not hurt themselves or anyone else when they feel that way. It's true. Almost everything I ever read by him, I'm going to probably be like, that's true, because I agree with it. And our story this week that I ordered, it just came in. I was hoping it would be here before we got home because we were out in the country. We had a pretty big, full weekend again, almost like every other weekend with something different. But this one's a book by Amy Krouse Rosenthal. Yes, that's how I say it, Rosenthal. And it's a book called Straw. Because Bowen, who's been added along with everybody else down there that might have him that I started tagging along, they're going to understand this. But that little boy is fast. And if you set any drink down anywhere, even remotely close to him, he's going to have that straw out of it before you even notice it. You could be staring right at it. Somehow that little ninja is going to grab that straw and be halfway across the living room. So this, Bowen, is for you. Okay. And I might actually, before I get started reading here, this is actually a 3-part. I didn't realize it when I bought it, but there's 2 other parts that don't have anything to do with anything, but they're called Chopsticks and Spoon. So we might check those out. Okay, let's just jump right in here. Straw. This is Straw's story. Straw has a great big family of all stripes and colors. And Straw has a great thirst for being first. He's done, he says. I don't know what they were racing, but he said done for anybody else. It was just Straw's way. Yep, that fellow sure is bent on being first. True that, says the egg timer to the stopwatch. Straw probably would have kept racing along, but one day something unusual happened. Something that did not feel good, not even one little bit. Brain freeze. Every fast slurp only made it worse. Oh. While his head throbbed, his heart sank. Doesn't look like he feels very good in there. Meanwhile, over in the corner, one of his classmates could see that Straw was feeling low. "Hi, Straw. Do you want to play?" "I don't know," said Straw. "Come on. It will be fun." Looks like his friend's a Straw as well. Straw got the hang of it in no time. He was all bubbly and giggly. That is until... Done! Straw hadn't thought of it that way before. I'm missing something here. Hold on. That is until done. Not everything's a race, Straw. Some things are meant to be savored. I mean, I know I take the long way and meander more than most, but sometimes you gotta stop and smell the milkshake. Straw hadn't thought of it that way before. That night, after bedtime stories, Straw couldn't stop talking about all the things he had seen that day. The most reddish strawberry, swirly swirls in the whipped cream, a whole rainbow in a tiny bubble. I think what you're feeling is called awe, Straw. He lay in bed. His mind was racing. There's no need to drink it all in tonight, he remembered. See his little sleeping bag's a straw wrapper. Eventually, he floated off to sleep. Floated off into a root beer. And what can I tell you about Straw now? Well, sometimes he still wants to be first, but most of the time, Straw wants to make the good things last. Hey buddy, what's shaking? Just chillin', and it's strawsome. Strawsome, like awesome. The end. I think I will get those other books in the set. I have to set that aside. Those are good, and that was for Bowen, and he likes to be first too. That kid zooms around, I'm telling you. He's fast and he's quick and he's almost completely invisible when you're not looking. Straw. Okay. We are going to close with, you know, going back to this story real quick. Let me go back to this last page. Sometimes he just wants to be first, but most of the time, Straw wants to make the good things last. You guys know different things that you can do to make the good times last. Be grateful for the things that you have. Be mindful of the moment that you're in. Try not to think about things that you already did. Try not to worry too much about the things that you're going to do. And the more present you can be in the right now, the longer you'll be able to savor those good things. Don't take them for granted. Okay, now we're going to close with Feeling Grateful, How to Add More Goodness to Your Gladness, written by Kobi Yumada. Maybe it's Yamada. I bet that's probably close to right. Says, be present for your life. Keep hold of small joys. You could miss what is while regretting what could have been or worrying about what could be. That is awesome. Strawsome that went right along with everything else that we read. Okay. Told you guys about the drawing, so we're going to just do this real quick. We'll reverse over here. Do the song, right? The weekend song. I'll be back when the week is new, and I'll bring more ideas for you. And you'll have things you want to do, and I will too. I'll think of you when I'm not here, 'cause thinking of people makes them seem near. The friends who know you love you cheerfully, and I do too. Family, only missing a couple of people. Oh, and the card. We didn't get to do one of these last week, right? So, it says, what's the best kind of junk food? Can you guys guess what I said? People that know me. It's a no-brainer. It's Reese's. Any kind of Reese's. Doesn't even matter. Reese's Pieces, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Reese's Sticks, Reese's anything. Butterfingers are okay too, but it's always Reese's. I guess that's it, guys. Remember that our minds, just like our books, work better when they're open. And that I love you guys for being exactly who you're supposed to be, and you're the only one that gets to decide that, ever. Say goodbye, Daniel. Let's go, Chiefs. Love you guys. See you next week.